Hey binge lovers, stop scrolling. What if I told you there are TV shows out there so insanely good, they feel flawless from start to finish? I'm talking about 10 near-perfect series that deliver mind-bending sci-fi, pulse-pounding thrillers, spine-tingling horror, and criminal masterminds so twisted, you'll lose sleep hitting next episode. And no, these aren't just mainstream hits, these are the hidden gems, quietly dominating screens, and honestly, they're criminally underrated. I've watched them all, and trust me, by the end of episode 1, you'll be hooked. If you love discovering shows before they blow up, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. Number 10, Station 11. This isn't your typical post-apocalyptic survival story. It's haunting, yes, but also beautifully poetic. Set across multiple timelines, it explores what happens to humanity after a devastating flu pandemic wipes out most of the population. But instead of focusing on chaos or violence, it zooms in on hope, art, and the things that truly make life worth living. At the center is Kirsten Raymond, a former child actress who joins the Traveling Symphony, a group of performers bringing Shakespeare and classical music to small survivor communities. That concept alone gave me chills. The way it honors creativity and memory in a world that's lost everything, chef's kiss. What really pulled me in was the way the show weaves flashbacks from before the collapse, especially with characters like Jeevan, who becomes a guardian to young Kirsten, and Miranda, whose mysterious graphic novel Station 11 ends up connecting everyone in unexpected, deeply emotional ways. It's raw, introspective, and honestly, one of the most unique takes on the end of the world I've ever seen. Number 9, The Terror.
She's a ghost. I do not believe it is an animal we battle. It's only the ice.
Now this one completely freaked me out, in the best way possible. This is an anthology series, and every season tells a different self-contained story rooted in historical tragedy but with a supernatural twist. The first season is based on the real-life doomed 1845 expedition of the HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. The setting, the Arctic, and the crew slowly descending into madness as they're stalked by something unseen and unnatural. But season 2, The Terror Infamy, is where the show really surprised me. It shifts to a Japanese-American internment camp during World War II, blending real heartbreaking history with Japanese folklore. Imagine living through one of the darkest chapters in American history while also being haunted by a relentless spirit. Both seasons gave me chills, not just from the horror, but from the emotional weight and atmosphere. The visuals are stunning, the storytelling is unapologetically bold, and the horror always feels grounded in something human. Honestly, if you love historical drama with a sinister twist, The Terror is seriously underrated and absolutely deserves a spot on your watch list. Number 8, Counterpart.
Targeting people on your side. Handle is Baldwin. She's a contract assassin.
All right, sci-fi fans, this one is criminally underrated and absolutely mind-bending. Counterpart is not just another spy thriller, it's a parallel universe espionage masterpiece that'll mess with your head in the best way possible. The story follows Howard Silk, a quiet, routine-driven bureaucrat working for a shadowy UN agency in Berlin. His life feels painfully ordinary until he stumbles upon the agency's biggest secret, a hidden portal to a parallel Earth. Yup, another version of our world. Almost identical, but shaped by different decisions, different outcomes, and a brutal pandemic that changed everything. Things get wild when Howard meets his other self, a hardened, no-nonsense spy from the parallel world. Watching J.K. Simmons play both versions of Howard is just brilliant. You can feel the tension, the contrast, the emotional weight of confronting who you could have been if life had gone a different way. What really sets Counterpart apart is how it blends intense spy drama, action, and philosophical questions about identity, fate, and the ripple effect of our choices. It's smart, layered, and seriously addictive. If you're into shows like Fringe or Dark, this one needs to be on your radar. Yesterday. Number 7, The Recruit.
CIA. How long have you been here?
10 minutes, but you're a very busy man. I get it. You're running the whole operation. I'm Owen Hendricks from the CIA. We got your letter.
Have you made any new friends or over?
If you're into fast-talking spies, dangerous secrets, and rookie chaos, The Recruit might just be your new obsession. The show kicks off with Owen Hendricks, a brand new CIA lawyer whose first week on the job goes off the rails real fast. Instead of pushing papers, he finds himself neck deep in graymail cases. People threatening to leak government secrets unless their demands are met. Sounds intense? It gets worse. One of those threats comes from Max Malazzi, a mysterious former CIA asset locked up in Eastern Europe. She's smart, manipulative, and drags Owen into a rabbit hole of international espionage, double agents, and a whole lot of trouble he's absolutely not trained for. What I love about this show is how it balances the sharp tension of spy drama with witty, relatable chaos. Owen isn't your typical suave operative. He's figuring it out as he goes, dodging bullets, office politics, and moral dilemmas all at once. It's messy, high stakes, and incredibly entertaining. Honestly, The Recruit is a fun, slick ride with a surprisingly fresh spin on the genre. Perfect if you're into Jack Ryan vibes but want something younger and more unpredictable. Number 6. C.
We feared this day would come. The evil of light once almost destroyed.
We would call magical or evil.
Must protect them.
What if the very thing we take for granted, sight, became a myth? C throws us centuries into a post-apocalyptic future where a devastating virus has wiped out most of humanity and robbed the survivors of their vision. Over time, people have adapted, forming tribes and cultures built entirely on sound, instinct, and raw survival. But everything changes when twins are born with the ability to see. Enter Baba Voss, a fearless tribal leader and adoptive father to the twins. Played brilliantly by Jason Momoa, he'll stop at nothing to protect his children from those who see their gift as a threat. Especially Queen Kane, the unhinged ruler who views sight as blasphemy. As belief systems clash and ancient prophecies stir, C becomes more than just a survival drama. It's a powerful exploration of identity, evolution, and what it means to be human when the world goes dark. With incredible fight choreography, a richly built world, and emotional depth, this series is unlike anything else. I personally think it's one of the most underrated gems in sci-fi, intense, poetic, and visually stunning. Yes, the irony. Number 5, Ashoka 2023.
Destroy in order to create.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power.
If you're a Star Wars fan, Ashoka is the series you've been waiting for, and honestly, even if you're not deep into the galaxy far, far away, this show delivers in all the right ways. Set in the same timeline as The Mandalorian, Ashoka follows the journey of Ahsoka Tano, a former Jedi Knight who's carving her own path after the fall of the Galactic Empire. She's no longer part of the Jedi Order, but she's still fighting for peace. And this time, her mission is personal. With whispers of Grand Admiral Thrawn's return, one of the most brilliant and terrifying strategists the Empire ever had, Ahsoka sets out to uncover a rising threat that could tear the fragile New Republic apart. She's not alone either. Alongside familiar faces like Sabine Wren, Hera Syndulla, and Ezra Bridger, the story stretches across the galaxy, full of mysterious lore, high-stakes battles, and powerful emotional moments. What hits hardest is how deeply this series explores Ahsoka's past, her connection to Anakin Skywalker, her heartbreak, and her search for purpose beyond the Jedi Code. Visually, it's stunning. The lightsaber duels, the space battles, and the eerie sense of something big coming. It all builds into a rich, character-driven story that expands the Star Wars universe in a meaningful way. If you've ever felt like the Jedi stories were missing a little soul, Ahsoka brings it front and center. It's thoughtful, epic, and packed with everything fans love and more. Number 4, Killing Eve.
Promise you won't be naughty.
I promise I won't be naughty.
Now this one is a ride. Killing Eve is one of those rare shows that hooks you from the very first episode and never lets go. It's a razor-sharp spy thriller wrapped in dark comedy, obsession, and some seriously stylish storytelling. The series kicks off with Eve Pilastri, a smart but restless MI5 analyst who suddenly finds herself thrust into the world of field espionage, not your average 9-to-5 shift. Her mission? Track down Villanelle, a glamorous, unpredictable assassin with a taste for chaos and couture. But here's the twist. The deeper Eve dives into Villanelle's world, the more obsessed they both become with each other. It's not just about catching a killer anymore. It's personal, it's twisted, and it's absolutely addictive. Over its 4 seasons, their dangerous dance turns into something way more complex, full of psychological tension, emotional manipulation, and plenty of, wait, did that really just happen moments? The performances? Flawless. Sandra Oh and Jodie Comer bring their characters to life with such intensity and chemistry, it's impossible to look away. Based on Luke Jennings' codename Villanelle novellas, Killing Eve breaks the rules of your typical spy drama. It's bold, clever, and completely unafraid to mix vulnerability with violence, all through a fierce, female-driven lens. If you're looking for something thrilling, funny, and unlike anything else, this one should be at the top of your binge list. Number 3, Black Sails.
You have no kings here. I am your king.
It doesn't feel like living anymore.
Whoever arrives on our shores first.
Now this is how you do a pirate series right. Black Sails is a gritty, high-stakes prequel to the classic Treasure Island, but it's so much more than just buried gold and rum-soaked adventures. This show drops you straight into the golden age of piracy, where the line between hero and villain is deliciously blurred. At the center of the storm is Captain Flint, a ruthless and brilliant pirate whose mission to secure the future of New Providence Island is as personal as it is political. Alongside real-life legends like Charles Vane, Anne Bonny, and Jack Rackham, Flint navigates betrayals, bloody battles, and the kind of alliances that never seem to last. What really sets Black Sails apart is how deeply it dives into freedom versus empire, morality versus survival, and the cost of rebellion. It's not just sword fights and cannon fire, though don't worry, there's plenty of that. It's about the people behind the legends, and let me tell you, they're just as dangerous, damaged, and magnetic as you'd hope. The production value is top tier. Epic naval battles, jaw-dropping twists, and character arcs that will keep you thinking long after the
Whoever arrives on our shores
If you've ever
first.
wanted Game of Thrones with ships and pirates, Black Sails is exactly the treasure you're hunting for. Number 2, HawkEye 2021.
The world's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people? More complicated.
HawkEye is Marvel's holiday gift we didn't know we needed. A 6-episode action-packed miniseries that delivers street-level thrills with a sprinkle of Christmas spirit.
More complicated.
Set after the chaos of Avengers Endgame,
The world's greatest archer.
One thing, a quiet holiday with
Are you one of those people?
but of course, peace doesn't come easy when you're an Avenger. Enter Kate Bishop, a sharpshooting, smart-mouthed fangirl turned fearless archer who accidentally stirs up a hornet's nest by wearing Clint's old Ronin suit. What follows is a fast-paced buddy adventure filled with tracksuit-wearing thugs, Echo's silent menace, and a surprise return by Yelena Belova, who's still reeling from Natasha's death and looking for answers. What I love about HawkEye is that it keeps things grounded. It's not about saving the universe, it's about reckoning with the past, mentorship, and finding your footing after trauma. Clint is tired and broken, Kate is eager and reckless, and together they bring a fun, heartfelt dynamic that just works. Plus, the action sequences, so slick, from trick arrows to rooftop chases, all tied up with festive humor and Marvel flair. It's cozy, chaotic, and surprisingly emotional. And honestly, it's the perfect low-stakes Marvel ride that still manages to pass the torch with style. War of the Worlds.
Dad, have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Get away from that!
Imagine waking up one day and realizing you're among the last people left on Earth. War of the Worlds drops us into that chilling scenario. A modern-day Europe where a strange alien signal suddenly brings humanity to the brink of extinction. Within moments, entire cities fall silent and the world is left in ruins. But this isn't just another alien invasion story. What makes this series stand out is its eerie realism and emotional depth. We follow scattered survivors, from scientists trying to decode the enemy's technology to broken families just trying to stay alive, all trying to piece together who the invaders are and why they're here. And here's the twist I didn't see coming. As the mystery deepens, it becomes terrifyingly clear that the aliens might not be the only danger. Sometimes, the real threat isn't what comes from the sky, it's what we become when we're pushed to the edge. If you're into slow burn, sci-fi with psychological tension, and grounded survival drama, War of the Worlds will pull you in and stay with you long after the credits roll. And there you have it, 10 near-perfect TV series that aren't just worth watching, they demand to be binged. If any of these shows gave you chills, made you curious, or got you adding to your watch list, then you're exactly where you need to be. So if you love discovering underrated gems, epic storylines, and shows that actually leave a mark, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share your favorite pick in the comments below. Let's hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone together. Thanks for watching and happy binging.